What's the most justified Article 15 refusal you've ever witnessed? Fort Hood, 2015. Specialist Nolan Bryant had been in our unit for 2 years. Good soldier, never caused problems, always did his job. Then one morning, everything changed. Our company commander, Captain Brennan, was new. Just transferred in trying to make a name for himself. Real hard-ass type who thought being tough meant being cruel. Brennan called formation at 6 in the morning. Everyone standing at attention in the motor pool. Cold wind cutting through our uniforms. Specialist Bryant, Brennan announced. Step forward. Nolan walked out, confused. Had no idea what was coming. Brennan held up a piece of paper. You're being charged with dereliction of duty. You abandoned your guard post last Thursday night. That's an Article 15. The entire company went silent. Nolan's face went white. Sir, I can explain what happened. Save it for the hearing. Brennan cut him off. Dismissed. But here's what actually happened that night. What Brennan conveniently left out. Nolan had been pulling guard duty at the arms room. Midnight to 4 in the morning shift. Solo post. Just him and a radio. Around 2:30 he got a call on his cell phone. His wife, Olivia. She was 8 months pregnant, home alone. Something was wrong. Bleeding heavily. Couldn't drive herself. Ambulance was 20 minutes out. Nolan made a choice. Called his sergeant, explained the emergency, asked for immediate relief so he could get to his wife. Sergeant told him to hold tight. He'd find someone to cover. But nobody showed up. 30 minutes passed. Olivia called again. Panicking. Blood everywhere. Baby might be coming early. Nolan called his sergeant again. Sir, I need to leave now. My wife needs me. Stay at your post, Bryant. That's an order. Nolan looked at that arms room door. Thought about his wife bleeding on the bathroom floor. Thought about his unborn daughter. He locked the arms room, documented everything in the logbook, called the charge of quarters desk to report the situation, and drove to his house. Got Olivia to the hospital. Doctors said 15 more minutes and they would have lost the baby. His daughter was born premature that night but survived. When Nolan returned to base the next morning, he reported directly to his chain of command. Explained everything. Provided hospital records, doctor's statements, the whole story. His sergeant understood. First sergeant understood. Even the old company commander would have understood, but that commander had just retired. Brennan was new, looking to establish dominance. Saw this as an opportunity to send a message. You abandoned your post, Brennan told him. Nothing justifies that. You accept this Article 15 or we go to court-martial. Article 15 meant loss of rank, loss of pay, extra duty. Would destroy Nolan's career over saving his wife and child. The hearing was scheduled for the following week. Nolan had a choice. Accept the punishment or demand a court-martial, which meant risking even worse consequences. Day of the hearing, entire company was talking about it. Everyone knew what had happened. Everyone thought Brennan was wrong. Nolan walked into that office, stood at attention. Brennan sat behind his desk with the first sergeant beside him. Specialist Bryant, do you accept this Article 15? Nolan took a deep breath. No, sir. I request trial by court-martial. The room went dead quiet. Brennan's face turned red. You understand what you're risking? Yes, sir. I'd rather let a jury of my peers decide if saving my wife and daughter was dereliction of duty. Brennan leaned forward. You're making a huge mistake. No, sir. I made the right choice that night and I'm making the right choice now. First sergeant spoke up for the first time. Sir, maybe we should reconsider this. Stay out of this, Brennan snapped. 2 days later, Brennan submitted the court-martial paperwork to the brigade commander, Colonel Pritchard. Old combat veteran, been in the Army 30 years. Pritchard read the case file, called Brennan into his office. What happened in that meeting, nobody knows exactly. But 30 minutes later, Brennan walked out looking like he'd been hit by a truck. Next morning, formation. Brennan stood in front of the company. The charges against Specialist Bryant have been dropped. This matter is closed. That's it. No explanation. Just turned and walked away. Later that day, First Sergeant pulled Nolan aside. Told him what really happened. Colonel Pritchard had torn into Brennan for 20 minutes straight. Told him that any commander who punishes a soldier for saving his family doesn't deserve to lead troops. Said if this went to court-martial, he'd personally testify for the defense. Brennan got reassigned to a staff position 3 months later. Never commanded soldiers again. Nolan finished his enlistment with a clean record. Got out, used his GI Bill, became a physician assistant. His daughter just turned 9 years old. Healthy, smart, loves soccer. Nolan keeps a copy of that Article 15 refusal in a frame on his wall, right next to a photo of his daughter's first day of kindergarten.